The NBA draft is literally tomorrow, and it's shaping up to be a fun night. Mark Stein recently said, every team I speak to as Thursday's draft approaches has the general message, brace for numerous trades. I really can't see a way this draft isn't one of the most trade-filled we've ever seen, with just how many teams are looking to move up, move down or out, looking to free up cap space, or even make a blockbuster move that would completely change the NBA landscape. Today I want to look at all the rumors to give you guys a good idea of just how wild things could get. So let's get into this. Now these videos are always tough to make as you don't want to make them too soon, but with how many rumors are flying right now, things are gonna change quickly. We've got three types of trades that are being talked about. Teams looking to move up, teams looking to move on from this draft in favor of veteran talent, and a few teams possibly looking to make a blockbuster deal. Let's start with the movement we could see in the order. Nothing suggests right now we're going to see anything inside the top three. Orlando, Oklahoma City, and Houston are probably staying put. It's really at 4 where things start to get wild. I haven't seen a situation like this in the draft in a very long time. The Kings are at 4, and there projects to be a clear top player on the board in Jaden Ivey out of Purdue. But for the Kings, there's a couple problems. One, they don't really need a guard, as they have De'Aaron Fox and their top pick from a year ago, Davion Mitchell. The other problem is that Jaden Ivey doesn't want to go to Sacramento, and that's become very clear. So right now, I think we should be expecting another team to be selecting at 4, but who? There's a couple teams that come to mind. You've got the Detroit Pistons. This one makes a lot of sense, given they're at 5, making the deal somewhat simple. Ivey would be an incredible fit alongside the core they're starting to build with Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bey. You've got the Oklahoma City Thunder. The rumors are heating up that while the Thunder aren't interested in moving from the second overall pick, they are very interested in moving up from their second first rounder at 12. ESPN reported that the Thunder are aggressively pursuing trade conversations for this pick, seeking to package it with future assets or existing OKC players in order to move up into the mid-lottery, with players including Jaden Ivey and Shaedon Sharpe believed to be amongst the potential prospects they covet. There is no question the Thunder have more than enough assets to pull a deal off, given they have the biggest stockpile of future picks the league has ever seen. My prediction though with them is they won't be aggressive enough compared to the other teams trying to get to number 4, but if Shaedon Sharpe makes it past the Pistons at 5, they try to get a deal done and move up for him. Then you've got the Memphis Grizzlies, whose rumors are really starting to heat up. They showed a lot of promise this year and are looking to make a big move and apparently really eyeing Ivey. They're another team that's got more than enough firepower to make a deal, and man, the backcourt of JimmerRange and Jaden Ivey just might be the most explosive backcourt the league has ever seen. Then you've got the Knicks. The Knicks seem to be involved in practically every trade rumor every single season, and this year was no different. After a major regression from them as a team this past year, and some solid interest in a lot of their veteran pieces, it appears they might want to move up and build around the young duo of Ivey and RJ Barrett. I'm so confident this pick gets traded that if the Kings somehow stay here and make a selection, I'm going to do a $100 giveaway to someone that's subscribed and likes and comments on this video. Another team more interested in a win now piece at the top of this draft is going to be the Blazers at 7. It's a weird spot. There won't be a clear selection. They'll be choosing from guys like Dyson Daniels, Benedict Mathurin, and Shaedon Sharpe. A lot of reports are suggesting that the Blazers are going to try to move this pick or move down from this pick in the effort to get help for Damian Lillard. The deal I think we should really be keeping our eye on is between them and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shaedon Sharpe right now is one of the targets for OKC, and he's actually creeping down the board with guys like Dyson Daniels creeping up. Right now, Vegas has his over-under at 7.5. I think there's a solid chance we see the Thunder give up the 12th overall pick along with Lou Dort to go to 7 and grab Sharpe. A team in a relatively similar situation is the Pelicans. The draft really starts to fall off around the 6th or 7th pick. The Pelicans are at 8. With them making the playoffs this past season and Zion returning next year, it's very likely they make a move for a more win-now talent. I also think they're a dark horse to make a blockbuster trade that you would have to assume would involve this selection. Just seeing their situation and the past rumors that Zion might want out of New Orleans. I really like them getting aggressive on Thursday, trying to add to their backcourt. A player that really sticks out to me would be DeJounte Murray. Then you've got the Charlotte Hornets, who hold the 13th and 15th pick in the draft. NBA insiders right now have made it extremely clear it's very unlikely they'll be selecting players with both of these selections. They're looking to package one along with some of their bigger contracts to free up cap space so that they can sign their restricted free agent Miles Bridges this summer. So clearly lottery movement seems inevitable, but it also feels like every pick after that is rumored to be on the move. Well, there's a lot of excitement for the top prospects in the draft. After the 10th or so pick, the excitement really starts to die, especially compared to recent drafts, which I think is a huge reason we're hearing about so much movement. A lot of the contenders of the league are looking to part ways with their first rounder. The Golden State Warriors are at 28, and despite having a lot of success drafting at the end of the first round, getting guys like Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney, they have an over $300 million payroll when you include their luxury tax. It doesn't make a lot of sense to add another rookie scale contract when they still want to get Wiseman, Kuminga, and Moody into the rotation next season. The Miami Heat are at 27. They also have a huge payroll, and with the success they've had in recent years finding and developing undrafted talent, they want to move on from 27. The 76ers are at 23 and apparently have been talking trades with every single team in the league. I really think with Danny Green on contract for another year at 35 years old, coming off a season-ending injury, they want to package him alongside this pick to try to get a player that's going to help them immediately. But apparently, that's going to be tough to do, so they're also aggressively shopping Matisse Thybulle. Woj even said recently, if you're an NBA team and haven't received an offer for Matisse in the 23rd pick for someone on your roster, you probably haven't been answering the phone. This seems like a scenario that Sam Presti would jump on. Now let's get into some players that could be on the move. The Pacers are going into a rebuild, and Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner are being aggressively shopped. You've got Jeremy Grant on the Pistons, who's been on the market for well over a year now, but with him going into the last year of his contract, it's looking like he could be at the door as soon as Thursday's draft. Eric Gordon of the Rockets has surprisingly had a lot of interest across the league, including the 76ers, who are willing to part ways with that 23rd pick to get him. With this kind of interest, it seems like he's going to be moved very soon, but reportedly, the Rockets are not looking for more picks in this draft, as they currently already have 3 first-rounders. Then you've got Russell Westbrook. It's no question, the Lakers are looking to move on from him this summer, and with how active the trade market is currently, leading up to the draft, don't be shocked by a Westbrook move. Another team that's super active right now is the Elena Hawks. They hold the 16th pick, and while this is also on the block, Brian Windhorst of ESPN has reported that practically Atlanta's entire roster, with the exception of Trae Young and maybe DeAndre Hunter, is on the block, but there seems to be a focus of trading John Collins for a better fit on this roster. The biggest name being talked about currently when it comes to trades is Kyrie Irving, but with him having a player option and needing a new contract, if a Kyrie deal is going to happen at all, it's going to have to wait till later in the offseason. Now, it's no coincidence that we see some of the biggest deals in NBA history go down on draft night. While draft selections and the players that are selected with them might not be too far in value right after the trade, there's no question that the selections are drastically easier to move, given the team's freedom to get who they want. Before we go further, like I said, this stuff is crazy. The scenarios we're about to talk about are not likely, but if somehow, some way, we see a massive deal go down, here's a couple options. A team I want to see make a move so bad is the Utah Jazz. It doesn't seem like they'll be able to win a championship with this current roster. We've already seen the rumors flying regarding Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. It's been reported that Mitchell might be looking to go to a big market in the near future, like the Miami Heat or New York Knicks, who apparently are aggressively targeting him this offseason. If the Jazz are considering a move involving Mitchell at all, it might make sense to make a deal before the draft is over. If the Mitchell domino falls, then it seems inevitable that Gobert would be at the door fairly soon after. One that's becoming increasingly more intriguing is actually Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's entering his prime, but the Thunder still might be a ways away. It's weird that they have so much interest in both Shaedon Sharpe and Jaden Ivey. If they land one of these two, I can see a scenario where they actually move on from SGA, just given the value they could get across the league from teams like the Wizards and Knicks. But on the flip side, I'm not sure it's a great idea for the Thunder to trade their best player still super early on in his contract when they already have a ton of future pieces. What are they going to get from an SGA trade that really changes their outlook? Now that's really all the players we have to mention. Most of the big names that people are talking about moving this offseason need new deals. Zach LaVine, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton, and Jalen Brunson all need new contracts this offseason. So there it is. I think going into draft night, we can expect movement in the lottery starting at 4. Selection switching hands left and right in the mid to late first round. Then teams like the Hawks and 76ers aggressively looking to make moves involving players like John Collins, Matisse Thybulle, and Tobias Harris. Then as always, that chance we see that crazy deal go down. But that's the video, guys. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If you like the content and are excited about tomorrow's draft, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.